name's Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the Internal Revenue Service. I've worked at IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice doing tax defense for 40 years. I'm a national expert in IRS representation. I have a whole team of former IRS agents that are employed with me, and I make these videos for three reasons: to educate you, to inform you, so you don't get ripped off. There's so many people who don't know what they're talking about. They're salesmen reading scripts on YouTube, and you don't really know who they are. And lastly, as a former IRS agent, I like to share with you inside information that you need to know to help make a decision. I want to talk to you about IRS tax debt representation and how important it is to get somebody who knows what they're doing, because this is going to change your financial life. Now, I was a revenue officer, which means I did collect taxes for the Internal Revenue Service. I worked the Offer and Compromise program. I was an expert in IRS offers. They would send me to Atlanta to go ahead and train people to do their offers, to train people what to look for. IRS tax debt is handled very specifically, and I want to go over that with you so you understand the 30,000 foot picture. IRS sends out a series of notices, generally 5, starting out with the CP14 going all the way to the 1058 letter, in which you can file an appeal with. And I just want you to know, in the whole process, it takes 6 months. You're going to get a series of letters where you start out and six weeks later, the next letter, 6 or 7 weeks later, the next letter, and then you get a 504 IRS is ready to go ahead and levy and pounce on you, but you still get one more letter, the 1058. You need to know how IRS is going to deal with this tax debt. So as a former IRS agent, you need to know your financial statement currently is how IRS is going to deal with you. That IRS is going to look at your financial statement that you're going to give them, and IRS wants to look back 6 months at it. They can't look forward because they don't know what's going to happen. They don't want to look way back. The last 6 months is a real good indicator. And then you're going to give them that financial statement, 433 if it's at the service center, 433A if it's with a revenue officer, or if you're doing offer and compromise, it's on the 433A OIC. When you go ahead and give them that, they're going to take and make a decision based on that form. It's so important. I can't tell you how critical it is. If you have a small debt, you don't owe a lot of money, go ahead and give it to them. And as long as you don't have a lot there, sizable debt, you're absolutely crazy to give them that financial statement without knowing what they're going to do with it. It's just say, here, IRS, what do you want to do with me? No, that's not what you do. You have to plan and understand what IRS is going to do with your case when you get it. The big aha moment usually comes when people don't understand that IRS has a national standard that they're going to use for how much money you can spend a month. When people find this out, they go, oh my God, I wished I knew that ahead of time. But now you know it ahead of time. So if you have a tax debt and it's sizable, you better call someone. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. So that financial statement, IRS is going to say, you're only allowed to take so much household expenses. Just so you know, IRS has, through the Department of Labor, national standards for food and clothing, housing and utilities, car payment, and how much you can spend a month in gas. They absolutely lock you in there. So what you should do is go in your browser and put IRS national standards for food and clothing, national standards for housing and utilities. When you do that, it'll populate a state, and you look at your county. Then IRS, then you can go for car payments, and then you can go to how much they allow you to drive the car. IRS is not going to let you spend whatever you want on yourself to live where you live. They're going to say, this is all we're allowing you. If you're spending over and above that, we want that money. So what you can do is, if someone who knows what they're doing can go ahead, look at that, and repurpose some of that in your favor, you're going to have a big advantage dealing with Internal Revenue Service. So make sure if you're going to hire a representative, you know someone who knows what they're doing, because it is going to change your life where you may have had a couple $1,000s left over a month or just a little. It's going to go to IRS. Make sure you're making your estimate or withholding payments. Make sure you're filing your taxes. You want to get a hold of me, you need representation from me and my. If this information, sorry about the stream was slow. If this information was helpful, please give me a subscription. YouTube people kind of thrive on that because YouTube loves to have subscriptions and kind of move you up. So you want me to do a YouTube? Leave me an idea. I'll love to do it. You need me for representation, call me. Thank you so much. Blessings.